We are back with a new one, Pebble Droppers and newcomers alike. Now I have to say, if you keep coming back here, learning these new lessons as they come out, I truly am impressed because this is a lot of work. This is something that we have to strive for, and I do want you to know that each lesson, don't expect them to come naturally or easily. This is a growing process, but we are doing the work. Now, if you are new here, we recommend you watch our first video, The Pebble Effect. This will give you more insight into what we are doing here. And also, if you want to learn the moves that I'm doing, feel free to watch the playlist series Into the Flow, the moves basics. But keep in mind, you can always flow the way you want to, just keep your body moving. Also, everybody, make sure to stay to the end to see what our Pass It On challenge will be for today. And just remember to like these videos and click the bell notification so our outreach keeps expanding. So I'd like to give you a slight briefing into the concept that we're going to try to be tackling today. This is a very complex concept, so don't expect to fully understand this concept in this one video. We're going to keep delving into this concept later on into the future. What it is Carl Jung's concept of shadow work. Basically what it's about, it's searching deep within your subconscious for finding the traits that drive your personality. We cast them into the shadows, but inevitably they do come out in our personas in ways that we don't even want them to. They come out uncontrolled, and what we must do is try to identify these traits and control them. That is the key. Now, one example that I came up with to help some people understand the shadow work a little bit better is if you ever watched the movie Fight Club, Tyler Durden, that character pretty much encompasses the persona of an individual that they cast aside, but it manifests itself later on. But I won't give the entire thing away now. I just wanted to give you just a taste and a little bit of a grasp before we get into it. And again, do not feel discouraged if you do not understand this after this video. Just we'll keep working at it because this is extremely, extremely valuable information and it will help us grow. The quote from Carl Jung that I'm going to use goes as followed. Knowing your own darkness is the best method for dealing with other people. All right, let's try it out. See you in the flow.
We embark on today's journey by synergistically aligning our minds and bodies to enter into the flow. Keep in mind, our paths may diverge. There's no need to follow my movements if your body wants to take you somewhere else. Your only task is to keep moving and to remain receptive to the positive influences that are about to emerge. Now let's get into the flow. We all know the complexity of the mind is beyond full comprehension. Why we think the way we do and feel the way we feel seems to sometimes come from nowhere. What lurks deep inside the abyss of our subconscious shapes our personalities. In reality, our personality traits are far more vast than we realize because much of our persona remains hidden in the corners of our subconscious. And what holds us back are the traits we possess that we want to avoid. The shadows of our psyche are the areas that we have not yet explored. Sometimes these areas of darkness are there because we fail to keenly observe our thoughts and actions, and other times they are cast to the subconscious because we don't want them to be a part of us. It's not to say these shadows are always bad. For instance, aggression to many is deemed as an undesirable trait, so they suppress it. But aggression can be used for good through proper motivation. The idea is to identify all the traits we possess so we can control them and use them for good. It must be said that our personal shadows are like bricks that help build the collective shadows of society. We have seen atrocities throughout history because people failed to observe and take action on growing threats that festered civilizations. It is for this reason every one of us are responsible for observing our shadows so they cannot hijack our psyche. It starts with each of us. None of us are innocent. Take action now. We are all co-responsible. How can we shine the light on our shadows and take action? First, clearly define your morals. What do you stand for? What morals will you never budge on? Giving yourself a well-defined code of ethics will allow you to know what direction you must take to deal with the traits you need to control. Second, accept your shadows. Stop rejecting them. All the things you need are wrapped inside all the things you try to avoid. Remember, shadows are not bad on their own, only bad when neglected. You must identify them in order to control them, wield them as weapons for good. And last, be astute when you find qualities you don't like in others. These qualities are the projections in the external that your internal subconscious is trying to reject. It's for this reason you resonate so violently with it. This is a good indication you have found a shadow lurking in the corners of your being. Now let's say, I shine the light upon my shadows. I shine the light upon my shadows. I shine the light upon my shadows. I shine the light upon my shadows.
As we depart from today's practice, let's all take a moment to feel gratitude for willfully taking steps in making our lives more fulfilling. Now, let's get out there and start something.
All right, everybody, we made it through. I hope that you gained just a sliver of insight into this. And again, please don't feel discouraged. We're going to keep tackling this concept because this really does encompass most of all of our hangups, really. Okay, without further ado, I'll give you your pass it on challenge for today. The challenge is do one small thing for somebody else that will make their day. And remember, I shine the light upon my shadows. See you next time.